Hello and welcome to another thought provoker. I quite like doing these videos, they're quite fun. I wanted to talk about something that seems to have been popping up a lot in a lot of conversations I've been having recently, and that is circles of influence. I've talked about it on my retreats, I've talked about it in my coaching. It seems to be a bit of a theme at the moment. Now, circles of influence was a term that was created by a guy called Stephen Covey, if you want to look up more about it. And what he talked about is that there's certain areas in our life where we have influence, and then there's certain areas in life where we have zero influence. Now, when we're being really effective, we focus on the areas that have influence. We can take action, we can make things happen, we can make ourselves feel better, whatever it is. But there's also times in our lives where we have areas where we have zero influence at all. Things like when we're looking at things in the world news that really annoy us and upset us, and we get really frustrated and angry. And it's like, okay, well, I can't change that. I can't change what they're doing on a world stage. But I have an emotional reaction to it, and it upsets my life. Now, when we're in those kind of situations, and it could be things like the world stage or things that other people in your life are doing, we want to find a way to handle those better. And the best thing we can do is to try and let go of what we can't influence. But instead of just trying to ignore it and stuff it down, which doesn't work, what we have to do is find a way that we can bring it into our circles of influence. So let's take the world stage as an idea. So I'm looking at something that President Trump is doing, which I don't particularly like, and I could get really frustrated. Now, the first question I want to ask myself is, what do I want to feel? What is it that I want to feel around this situation? Now, I'd like to feel better about it. I'm never going to feel better about the actions that somebody else outside my circle of influence takes. But I do have a choice over how I can address it. So I want to know, I want to feel better. So the next question I can ask myself is, how can I feel better about it? Now, in Trump's idea, what I think I can do, and what I do actually, is that I simply do not engage. I know what's going on, I read the headlines, but I don't read all the articles, I don't read all the Facebook posts. I simply do not drip feed that negativity into my world anymore. And so I've brought it inside my circle of influence, because it's the actions that I can take that make me feel better. So my action to bring it inside my circle of influence is not to engage with it so much, and to focus on good things that are happening in the world, things that people are doing well, reading positive news, for example. So that's an example of how you can bring things back inside your circle of influence. So if you find there's things in your life that are upsetting you, if there are things that people are doing that are upsetting you, if there's things that you're reading about that are upsetting you, if genuinely things that are outside your circle of influence are beginning to upset you, stop a while and ask those two questions. What do I want to feel? And really understand, what is it you're trying to feel by wanting that outside of you to change? And how can I create that for myself? Two really powerful questions. Hope you find them useful, and look forward to seeing you next month. Take care. Bye-bye.